Okay guys, we've got a bit of a treat here. We've got the legend, the myth, the man himself, Pete from PetrolHead Tours. Pete is a big BMW fan, big Porsche fan, and a very, very good driver, as I go on about all the time in my videos. And I'm keen to see what he thinks of this, and I think you're keen to see what you think of this as well.
Very keen to see what this is like, yeah.
For those of you that don't know, runs a M240i on all of his tours, and has done for about a year. And before that, 235i's for 2 years.
Yep.
Yep. So very familiar with the M lights, but obviously he's very aware of the extra stability and stuff of these cars. But anyway, I'll leave Pete to talk about what he thinks of this car once we get to some twisties.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an M2 Comp. I like the suspension. This doesn't feel massively stiffer.
No.
But I can tell it's a little bit more flat. Bear in mind we've driven like a mile.
Sure.
Nice gearbox.
It's nice, isn't it?
Much better than the M lights.
Yep. And that's obviously, you drove my M135 all those years ago, and I know you've driven a few manual M lights.
Yep.
And yeah, I was worried when I got this, because I'd never tried one, that it was going to be the typical notchy BMW manual, but it's actually fantastic. It's not Cayman GT4, but it's really nice. It feels great.
And in other respects, it's an M2. What's not to like?
Well, exactly. Exactly.
This is the road we came in on this afternoon.
Yes.
And I don't know if you remember the bit before this village. Fast flowing, nice road through that little bit of countryside.
Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah, I noticed that. I was like coming in, it was like 15 k's to go, and it's still lovely. So I was like, yeah,
Yep.
but you can have a play here.
I like seats.
Seats are good. I think my one complaint with the seats is, although they look the same as the M3 and M4, on the M3 and M4 you get the merino leather, and these it's the Dakota leather, which is the harder one. And what I find is, you'll find that in your M-Light seats, it's quite a hard leather, and it doesn't really offer you that support as in any grip.
No, it's very slippery.
It's very slippery, yeah. Whereas the merino is grippier, and obviously a bit of Alcantara in there would have been. They've gone to the stretch of putting it on the outside of the seat, but they could have maybe put a patch on the inside just to give you that.
Like the steering wheel.
Yes, I'm glad you do.
Yeah.
Because I've taken I've taken the leather out of it, or jack where all steering wheels did. I just don't
See
like.
what you mean about the thinner rim as well.
Yes.
I don't necessarily. Whoa!
Wow, how slippery are the roads!
That was less than 40 miles an hour at like 2,000 RPM, 2,500 RPM. Okay.
But it's that slimy. We were talking about it today with Patrick. That you do hit patches of it, that colour, and you're like, it's either got loads of grip or nothing.
I mean, I am traction fully off.
Yes, well, of course. That's Pete only knows one setting in a car. Traction off, just like sideways Sid.
It's not as torquey as it's not the torque. There's a bit of lag, isn't there?
Yes, there's definitely a bit of lag.
There's a little bit of lag.
Yeah, exactly like my M135. If you remember driving that, it takes a couple of seconds to come along, and I'm finding when I'm chasing you or others on the trip, rather than going into second into a hairpin, I'm in third sometimes, and then picking up early just so I can avoid the gear change. Yeah. Because like you said, you really do miss unless you ring it right out.
Yeah. You can hear that intake.
It's great, isn't it? Yeah, the box is quite close, so I've got rid of all these cables, so. Love this guy.
I love that steering.
Oh.
That front end feel.
Isn't it just brilliant?
It's just fantastic. I mean, this is where the M240 feels like a boat in comparison.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
It's just like it's got extenders out the front, isn't it? Like two big pads that are just like, nah, where do you want to go that way?
It's so flat.
Yeah.
And so tight.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
Yep.
Really, that suspension's really compliant.
It is. I have to say, in the UK, it's a bit too stiff with these springs in most of the time. But you know what it's like. You get so used to the lovely Spanish or French. You come over here, and the roads, even back roads like this, yeah, you get the odd unsettling bump. But nice.
Lovely. Yeah, really nice. So going with the standard M2 comp, the suspension, I mean, it's better than the earlier M2s.
Yeah.
But it still feels like it needs 50, 60 miles an hour before it starts to work.
Yep.
Starts to come alive a bit. And okay, I mean, admittedly with this we're doing a bit more than 50, 60 miles an hour. But
55, yeah.
61.
But you're right. I think that's a common trait on modern M cars. Unfortunately, is for average, normal daily use, they are too stiff and they don't feel great. And that's why the M lights are so good for the average person, I think.
Yeah.
But as soon as you start pushing them on, they break through the travel. When you start loading them up, then they start making loads of sense.
Yeah.
And ironically, something like the M3 CS, M4 CS, because they've got the bigger tyre and the smaller wheel, the bigger tyre, they actually feel better at lower speeds and better at higher speeds because they're giving you a bit of pliancy. Yeah. I mean, you don't find racing teams putting 20-inch wheels with tiny tyres, do you? They give you 18-inch wheels with bigger tyres.
Well, plus you can feel so much more of what the chassis is doing.
Yes.
When you've got that little bit more rubber.
Exactly.
You can feel the rubber flexing and giving you an indication of when you're about to lose grip.
Yep. That's in surface again.
That's in third. That's in third. I mean, what are you going to do with that?
Funny, I haven't been having those issues, Pete. I think you got a lead Mexican foot there, mate.
Yeah, there you go. That's what it is. Yeah, it's nice.
Good.
Really like, yeah, I want one now.
Yeah. It's. I mean, I've really fallen in love with it in this trip because the more I wring its neck. Yesterday, when I was chasing in that Ferrari, I was literally absolutely strangling it.
Yeah.
And it was really going, come on, give me, like, do you know what I mean? It was loving it. Love it.
It's just so smooth,
isn't it? And I can't feel any body roll sitting here as a passenger. It just stays so flat, you know.
It turns in beautifully.
Yeah.
And again, with these seats, you can really feel what's going on.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
And I've got no fake sound. All the fake sounds turned off in here, so. Which, with all the OPF and stuff, it's still not quite loud enough. But that's you're hearing induction, you're hearing some exhaust, you know.
It sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
It's disappointing. You can overdo it with that kind of stuff anyway. I mean, that whole ASD thing just annoys me.
Yes.
You know, I mean, if it's that quiet, then great. But stick a sports exhaust on it.
Yeah.
It's quiet with the windows up, and then when you want to hear it, just put the windows down a bit. Fruity.
Exactly.
Oh, just caught some local traffic.
Oh, lovely.
Just got to wait for some dotted line. Please give me some dotted line.
Was that Dan in front?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's upgraded his camper van to a Suzuki Vitara.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Cool. Perfect tour car. So you're getting one of these next. He's getting one of
likes the
them.
skinny tyres, you see, so he can slide it around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's the secret.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Nice one, Dan.
Obviously, he disabled the four-wheel drive system completely.
Oh, of course.
It's rear-wheel drive only.
Yeah. Everything turned off.
Yeah.
Not that probably has traction control anyway, or needs it. So, what are your first impressions, then, Pete?
Really good. I mean, I knew I liked the M2 comp anyway.
Yep.
But yeah, I wasn't sure about the manual gearbox. And I mean, Dan and I have been discussing what we're going to replace the M240i's with.
Yeah.
We're both quite keen on the M2, especially after Tony brought his ginger one to Scotland.
Oh, of course you tried that. Yeah.
I think the Sunset looks good on the M240.
Yes.
But on the M2, because of the extra curves,
The flared bum and stuff.
my god, it looks so much better.
Yeah.
So yeah, a ginger M2 comp, and possibly either another one or a LBB M2 comp.
Yep.
Could potentially be our next 2 tour cars.
Brilliant.
And then of course we started discussing the whole spec possibilities, sun protection glass, do we go sunroof or not?
Yep.
I know you were talking about that with Tony as well.
Yep.
And then, I mean, from a business perspective, it makes sense to have the DCT.
Of course.
Nice long 7th gear, it's faster in a straight line, we can change gears on the paddles while we're talking on the radio, etc.
Yep.
But it's still like...
Yeah. I've been so excited about this.
And this box is so much nicer than the M Lite manual.
Yep.
Because the M Lite manual, I don't think I'd have bought one.
Nope.
This, I could buy one and be happy with it.
Yep.
It's really nice.
Well, the M Lite manual actually almost put me off manuals for a while. Like I went straight.
Yeah.
I went to the next one was an auto, and then I went auto again with the 140.
Yeah.
But then I missed on last year's PetrolHead Tours, Alps and Pyrenees.
Yeah.
I kind of just, you get, like you do with you get to a limit and then that's it, you're kind of at the limit and there's nothing else to kind of, you can adjust a few things, but...
That was in LT18, right?
Yes, exactly, yeah.
Aha!
But in this, the last 5 days, I've just, I don't know, it's just such a not a drama, was an occasion. Everything's just an occasion. You're constantly doing things.
And yes, you're going to go slower because you're changing gears and using the clutch and everything else, but
yeah,
it adds to the drama.
The experience in the drama, 100%. So yeah, no, it's an interesting one. But yeah, obviously but then I have seen you at Fuel Faction a couple of years ago in a manual Julia Quadrifoglio that was basically
that was a deeply flawed gearbox.
A deeply flawed gearbox
in an otherwise pretty decent car.
Yeah. But you managed to still be Mr. Radio on limp mode, running about 250 brake horsepower in a manual car, and you could still drive better than pretty much anyone on the trip. So, yeah, I could still see you in this, but I'm sure there'll be on long tours. There will be days if you do get manual, you'll be like, oh god, I wish I did have a just for this little section of DCT or something. But it's a hard one. But I'm glad you like it because I value your opinion massively on this.
Well, I mean, I've also been discussing with the wife about the potential of us buying a toy car for us to share at some point, and we're both, fans of the M2 anyway. And of course, we can put the kids in the back.
Yep.
Etc.
Yep.
Go out for the day as a family with the kids and everything.
Yeah, well, it's actually reasonably practical.
Yeah.
And this is not another short joke, Pete, but with you driving, I could sit in the back.
Yeah, there's loads of room behind me. Yeah.
Yeah, let alone your little Joe. So yeah.
But I'm not sure if we'd go for the comp or if we'd go for an earlier car.
Yeah.
Because I would quite like the grey, and of course the grey they don't do in the comp.
No.
So if I bought one of these for us rather than for work,
yep.
I'd quite like to get a grey LCI manual.
Yep.
And I also think the N55 sounds better.
Definitely, yeah, without a doubt. Like I would never defend that. I think that N55, whatever they've done, the little tweaks they've done for their M2, just makes it such a tuneful engine. From the time you start it up till the time you drive it, it's just a great little motor.
I mean, this has been hamstrung by the whole OPF thing.
Yes, exactly.
But nonetheless, if you go back to the M3 comp and the M4 comp before the OPF,
yep,
the M2 still sounded better.
Yes, yeah. The S55. I think it's to do with the twin turbos. It's never sounded that great.
Yeah. Should we put it next to
yeah. Next to that'd be a good place to end. As we're talking about normal M2, just happens to be one here.
Yeah.
That has also got half of Spain's insect population over the front end of it.
There we go, just like
cool.
That.
Thanks, Pete.
That was awesome.
Nice to have you on the channel.
Yeah.
Obviously, Pete, PetrolHead Tours. Make sure you give it a follow. I'll put it in the description below if you don't already. But legend of a guy, and very honoured to know him and come these trips. Cheers, guys. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this, and leave any comments or questions below. Till the next time.
Bye.